Hello, I'm Promethea, you're watching Tyrannosaurus Girl, and today I'm answering the question, is there racism in Uruguay? This question comes from a young man from Ceará in northeast Brazil. He says that his mother is white but his father is black, so he was born with darker skin, and he's considered moving to Uruguay. So he wants to know if he would suffer racism because of the color of his skin. I can already picture all of the Uruguayan people watching this channel holding their breath, waiting to see what I'm going to say. Uruguay is a country that considers itself not to be racist. If you ask any Uruguayan, they are going to tell you that it's not, as long as that specific person is white. If they are black, they are going to tell you a very different story. There is something curious about Uruguay. We have a type of music called candombe that was created by the slaves, but has since been incorporated into everyday culture. It was taken in also by all the white population, and it is now a very important part of the cultural movement in Uruguay. It has influenced other genres of music as well. And if you go anywhere in the world where there are Uruguayan immigrants, you are going to find a group of candombe, a group of people playing drums, because it's a very strong link to their culture. It's a very important part of their identity as Uruguayan. Whether they are black or white, it doesn't matter. However, that does not mean that there is no racism in Uruguay. On the contrary, racism is alive as well. We don't have the Klan, so nobody's going to go and burn down your house because you're black. But we do have a few problems. When it comes to racism or to any type of discrimination, I think that we can talk about two different ways or two different kinds. We have the direct one, which is the one that is exercised from one person to another. It's the one that impacts you on a daily life directly. And we also have the indirect one, which even though of course it affects you, it's not as an individual. It's not aimed at you directly, personally, but it has to do more with politics or with institutions. I've never been to Ceará, but I lived in Pernambuco, so I know how it used to be in the northeast, how it was the forgotten part of Brazil. But thanks to Lula and Dilma, things have improved quite a bit. There have been a lot of programs aimed at making things better for black people, which, for those that don't know, compose almost 100% of the population of the northeast of Brazil, and that has resulted, among other things, in more people having access to better education, and even the first black people going into the university in Brazil, which I can't believe that is happening only now. I suppose that you don't suffer that much of direct racism in the northeast with a majority of black population. Well, in Uruguay you are going to see both. When it comes to direct racism, things like applying for a job. I don't know what your area is, but depending on the area it's going to be very difficult. You will see on the ads, they often list a requirement that could be translated as good presence, and that's an euphemism for a lot of things related to the physical appearance of the person, including be white. Black children suffer a lot of bullying at school. You will have a close relationship with the police. You will be racially profiled. They will see you more as a criminal than as a citizen. And you will be a suspect if a black person commits a crime, because you are a black man. That's all they need for identification. There are nightclubs where you are not going to be allowed in, just because you're black. And you mentioned that you are gay, and I don't know that much about gay nightclubs because I really don't like nightclubs, so I've never been to a gay club in Uruguay. But from what I hear, there are a few different clubs with very different environments. So they may not let you into some of them, but some others may not have a problem. And then other things like if you're walking down the street, especially at night, If there is a lady walking in the opposite direction on the same sidewalk, she's likely to cross the street to avoid you, because she's going to be afraid. When it comes then to the indirect racism, institutionally, you can see in the parliament that we have, if I'm not mistaken, one senator and one representative would be who are black. So representativity is very low, but there are some policies that are being implemented by the government that are aimed at helping, at making the situation a bit better in some cases at least. There are no quotas, if I'm not mistaken, for employment. But I believe that even though a lot of black people live in poverty, access to education tends to be a bit better in Uruguay than in Brazil. Analphabetism in general is very low, and one thing is that universities there, unlike in Brazil, have free access. So not just free financially, but also that you don't have to take any test to get in, as long as your previous education fulfills the requirement for that specific program that you want to take, then you are allowed in. So there are no quotas in education, because they are kind of not needed in that regards. But yeah, there is still a lot that needs to be done in general. There are things now that can make it a bit better for you. As I mentioned, candombe is this type of music that's related to our carnival. However, we play it all year round. There are groups in almost every neighborhood that play every Saturday or every Sunday, depending on the group. And they have lots of followers that are very passionate about it and go there every week to see them. So I think that if you try and surround yourself with that type of people, it's going to be a bit better for you personally. And also there is a big part of, especially I think, the youth in Uruguay that holds Brazil in very high regards. There's lots of people that really like Brazil. I think that those two things maybe will help balance things out a bit better, or at least help you reduce the negativity. But well, it's a very personal choice, and I understand that in Brazil right now there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear. If you really think that Uruguay may be a better place for you, go ahead. Just know that it has also its own challenges as a country that have nothing to do with race, and don't expect it to be heaven, because it's not. But well, I think that being black anywhere in the world is difficult nowadays, unfortunately. But well, thank you very much for your question. Well, I hope that I have given you some good information from my point of view, at least. But I hope that it helps you in some way. I hope that whatever you decide to do, it goes in the best possible way. So thank you. If you have any comments, any more questions that you want me to answer in future videos, please let me know here in the comments, or through Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or Ask.fm. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and see you again next week. Bye bye! Hey, just one thing before I go. As you may know, YouTube has recently changed how it notifies subscribers of new videos. So if you're subscribed to my channel and you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, please go to my channel page, and next to the subscribe button, click on the bell and make sure that this option is checked, and then click save. That way you'll be notified when I post a new video. Thank you!